Hello there, YouTube love. My name is Malebu Ojon Cindy, and welcome to Happier, Healthier Life with Coach Malebu. I am a holistic life coach and energy healer, and also an award-winning author. I'm so excited to announce that on the 1st of December, I will be launching my fourth book, which is called Love and the Wounded Heart: Relationships, Trauma, and the Path to Healing. Right? I'm so excited because this is my very first book about relationships. I'm not a relationship expert. I have just learned how trauma affects us, especially when it comes to our relationships and marriages. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and click on the bell notification so that we can grow this community together. But if you are a returning subscriber, you know I always appreciate you. I love you. I am where I am here in this channel because of your support. The world needs more love. It needs more money. It needs more laughter. It needs more joy, more health, more happiness. And this is the reason why we have Healthier, Happy Life with Coach Male. So today we are launching our very first episode of Healthier and Happy Life. I sat there and I was like, spring has sprung. Huh? For people in South Africa, we know that it is spring and everyone wants to lose weight. Everyone is starting to run. Everybody's starting to lose, to eat healthier and all those type of things. So I thought, how about we introduce a happier, healthier life in all aspects of your life? As you know, I am a holistic life coach, so I look at your life holistically and really help you with the things that you need. Today, the exciting topic is sexless marriages. Yes, the topic is sexless marriages and sexless relationships. So now, there's a whole lot of people who are not having enough sex because of what they have been taught to believe about sex or how they feel about themselves and all those type of things. And they don't understand what sex brings into their lives. So if you have forgotten again, today we're talking about sexless relationships and marriages. Sex is a natural way of healing yourself. Actually, when you have more sex, you don't feel grumpy. You actually feel happier. You actually feel healthier. You are okay within yourself because sex does a whole lot of things in you. So many people who are married, or people have a belief that when you are married, you get it once a day, once a week, or maybe once a month, and it's boring. And some people say this is the reason why many married men and many married women are cheating. But sexless life is not only on marriage; it's actually also in many relationships. Let us start here and understand what is sex. In the spiritual, or the spiritual definition of sex is two people joining together and becoming one. Okay, so for people who are not married, you have become one already with that person that you're sleeping with. We're not going to touch on that. Hopefully we will touch on that on Spirit Fed. But for here, we're talking about healthy, we're talking about happiness. All right. So when you are joined together, there are so many things. There are so many good things that you get from you being joined together, especially sexually. All right. And then biologically, you can all go and Google the biological term. It's an intercourse. It's two people who love each other, whatever that you feel for each other, join together. They can create babies from that. They can create their own happiness from that. They can create their own love story from that. Now, many people are not having as much sex as they should be because one of the belief about sex. Oh, Jesus. Many people. Guys, I did a video, I think about 4 years ago, if it's not 6, about why married people don't have enough sex or something like that. I really was going forward with this thing of sex. And I had my own problems there. I backed down and I'm like, I'm back again. Okay. So one of the things that make people not have, especially married people, not have enough sex is because of the belief they have about sex. So one of the greatest beliefs about sex is that motuajio. In English, that means that a man is chowing the woman. Yeah, Mosadi wajiwa. So the man is chowing the woman. So in that, it creates a belief that sex is for men. Okay, and you get into marriage, you find a lot of women not wanting to, maybe the husband made them angry and all that, and then like, Bona, I'm not going to give him sex because sex is for him. That is the first reason, the belief about sex. Okay, secondly, which is affecting a lot of people, is the religious belief about sex, especially in Christianity, because I've tried to search a lot of religions. What do they believe about sex? Well, Christianity, for now that I know, maybe if you know more about other religions, but Christianity does not allow you to have sex before marriage because it's a sin, right? And then now people wait for that time when they are going to get married, and then that's when they're going to have sex. One, you know, the sex topic is not talked about a lot in the church. Okay, a lot of people, when you talk about sex, even some people, when they see this, they're like, "Yo, it's my eh?" You know, a lot of people don't talk openly about sex. They don't talk openly about how they feel about sex and what are their difficulties when it comes to sex, right? So their religious belief about sex also affect marriages. Okay, and the third one is the contraceptives or any other medication that really you're taking have the impact of dropping your libido, so you don't even have the desire to have sex. So now for women, I am going to talk to you about this one. Most women who are taking contraceptives have low libido or are gaining weight, so they are creating, or they have created this insecurity around their bodies. They are not free with their bodies, and which affects how many times they will be undressing, and really, because you have to undress, girl. And having sex, you know. And what is the fourth one? If I do remember, I know I had, sometimes I don't write these things down because I have a clever mind. I always remember, but now I've forgotten. But yes, and less of exercise, and you know, eating a lot of food that temper with how you feel about yourself. Some food makes you so exhausted, or you are not exercising, so there's no blood flow, there's absolutely nothing, and then you are always, actually many people who don't exercise are always tired. Like, you wonder what makes you tired, girl, because now I ran 10 kilometers when you didn't do anything. It's because of this very same thing. Yahore, people don't get their blood flowing and all these things, and it affects their sex life. Okay, if I do remember any other thing, I will also add into that. So now, because of these four things that I've mentioned, many people then are affected on how many times they're going to have sex, and you know, if but today I'm here to tell you that sex is for both men and women. It's beneficial for both men and women. It's not only beneficial for you. So for you to lead a happier, healthier life, you need to have more sex. Okay, and one, I want to tell you about the benefits of sex. You know, we have been talking about the spiritual ties, the soul ties, this danger of sex and all this. But there is a good side of sex. Really, if you are married and you are having it with your husband, and you are in a relationship, you are in a committed relationship, and you are having it with one person, really, there is absolutely no danger to that, unless, of course, you believe that sex before marriage is a sin. Then stop it, my sister and my brother, because hey, I don't want to take people to hell or heaven, and you know, and answer for you when I'm there in heaven for you, right? The benefits of sex, one, for a woman or for a man, naturally, there are people who struggle with sleep. There are people who have maybe chronic insomnia. So they are up, or they don't even get enough rest, and your body needs a rest. Your body needs at least 7 to 8 hours of deep rest, and deep rest, you don't get it by sleeping, waking up, sleeping, waking up. So here is the benefit of sex for men. Men, after having sex, what do? Most of them, they get tired because they have released a whole lot of love to you, my darling. They have released themselves to you, and now they are exhausted, and this is a natural way of them sleeping. They do not have to use sleeping tablets for them to sleep. No, they do not have to do that. And secondly, for women now, here is for women. You do not have to drink energy drinks. Women are always tired because they have kids to do, the kids to take care of, the husband cooking and all those type of things. But when you have 2-3 rounds, girl, you are boosting your energy. So women, most women, unless if there's something offish going, girl. But most women, after having sex, they have a lot of energy, and they can clean, they can cook. So if you want a lot of energy, when you are complaining, I'm always exhausted because I have to do this, no, girl, here is a pill for you. Have more sex, and one round you go and clean, the second round you go and do, because it gives you natural energy. This is the natural. You don't need anything. You don't need to drink anything that is poisonous to your body, to your heart, to your kidneys and all that. Okay, happier and healthier life equals to having more sex. Okay, and then what else? We also have hormones, and for women who are on contraceptives, we have a hormone called estrogen. Estrogen is more like testosterone for men. Okay, so when your estrogen is high, and it is influenced, to most women, it is influenced by your intake of contraceptives, certain contraceptives, right? And especially oral contraceptives. So because of that, you have a high level of testosterone, of estrogen, which affects your body, and it keeps a whole lot of fat. So for people who have a high level of estrogen, they struggle with losing weight. They also eventually, like I said, you will have a negative what do you call this, a negative image of yourself, of your body, which then affects your sex life. But if you have more sex, leave that alone. You've gained weight, leave it alone, right? So sex also balances your hormones, which gives you hormones like dopamine. Dopamine is a nice hormone. You need it, is for happiness. If you want happiness in your life, more dopamine. Dopamine can be even, you can get dopamine from drugs. You can get dopamine from alcohol. You can get dopamine from exercising. But naturally, you can just have more sex and have more dopamine so that you can lead a healthier, happier life, right? And also hormones like oxytocin. Remember, if I am with my husband, this is a person that I love, and he's releasing his oxytocin to me, I receive, and I'm also releasing to him, he receives, right? So oxytocin is a hormone of love. We need more love in our lives for us to lead a happier, healthier life, right? So we also have serotonin, which also is a love hormone. Happiness. So the more you have sex, the more you are increasing the level of dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin in your body, which then helps you balance this one, cortisol. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a stress hormone. Most of the time, after having sex, girl, you feel like, I can run this world. And for me, I always feel like, there's a new idea. Let's go to hike in where. There was even a time when I said to my husband, we need to have sex in the morning, because when after that, I can run more faster. Can you believe that? So this is where you decrease your cortisol, which is a stress hormone, that because we are doing a lot of things, especially as women. We have kids, we have our side hustles, our main hustles, and all these things that we have, which then lead to a stressful life, and it's not a happier, healthier life, right? But when you have more sex, guess what you are doing? You are decreasing your level of stress hormone and increasing your happy hormones like oxytocin and all that. And guess what? The more you are joined together with your husband or the person that you love, the more you feel happier with them. When you are happier, you are healthier. When you are healthier, You are leading the life that God wants you to live. So go and have more sex in your life. Make sure that you prioritize sex. Most women don't prioritize sex because of the beliefs that I've spoken about, because of how they feel about their bodies and all that. And most men now, they don't have the patience, they don't also understand. But here's the thing, guys, if we can understand ourselves, and let me also mention that for most women, as I've already mentioned, that medication can drop your libido. For most women, it's like that. The oral contraceptives that we are having, trying not to have kids, they are actually decreasing our libido, right? But we can naturally increase the libido by having more sex. And the more you do something, it becomes a habit. Of course, I don't want you to be like, yeah, it's today and all that. No, become excited, girl, that you're gonna have sex with your husband, make love, whatever it is, right? But the more you do something, the more naturally you are increasing your libido. And maybe find ways of decreasing oxytocin. And for men, there are, medications that maybe it's a chronic medication, whatever, that is also fiddling with your sex life and your libido. You can find ways to actually, natural ways to actually bring it up. Like for if you have a high level of estrogen in your body, you can eat more protein, you can exercise more, you can drink more water, and have enough rest so that it can always, go down. And this is a process, not something that you do for a day and you're thinking it's up. But here is the thing: have more sex, and live a healthier, happier life. Goodbye.